lovely people, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Terry Martin, and this is going to be my lock don'ts video. I'm going to give you a list of things that I think you should not do when you have locks in order to achieve lovely, healthy, beautiful dreadlocks. There are a lot of myths and conspiracies out there of things that you can do and not do to your locks, but these are just a list of things. They're not Bible, but they're just a few things that I've picked up on through watching YouTube and listening to others, which I think you shouldn't do. So here we go. So my first tip is to always try and start your hair in dreadlocks with the most healthiest hair that you could possibly have. Don't start dreadlocks with unhealthy hair. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. If your hair's not healthy, if it's not strong, if it's not ready, there's no point starting dreadlocks, because if you start them, you're going to end up with hair that either breaks, maybe your dreads will fall out, they might be thin. Starting your dreadlocks with this type of hair will just mean that you might end up being a bald head in the end, because you'll have to cut them all off and start again. So my first tip is always start your dreadlocks with the healthiest hair that you can start with. Tip number 2 is do not over twist your hair. Of course, we all want to look tidy. We don't want to be walking around with this bush on our head, and if we do a lot of exercise and stuff, it's very easy to think, oh, let me retwist my hair because it sweats out. If you over twist your hair, you're going to end up with really slim, skinny locks, which won't be strong enough to endure just even normal tugging, wear and tear. They will just break off. Also, over twisting your hair means that the roots could get very weak, meaning that again your dreads can fall off, or they will just produce a thinner and thinner lock until eventually it will break. So you don't want to put that pressure on your scalp. Imagine your scalp going through that all the time, twisting, it being too tight. You're going to most probably lose some hair and maybe end up with bald patches, and we don't want that. So don't over twist your hair. Updos should be to the bare minimal. Like, doing an updo creates so much pressure on the scalp, on the hairline, and especially if you're doing it really tight. I know a lot of people tie up their hair, they might tie it up loosely. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about them updos where your face is pulled back. Basically, you're giving yourself a face mask and you just don't want that. You're looking like a cat, but then your hairline is just going further and further back. You may have started with a 4-head and now you're gonna end up with a 5-head, and you just don't want that. You don't want a 5-head. So updos should be done very sparingly, and if you are gonna do them, try not to do it too tight. And if you are gonna do them, just think about your hairline. If you can maybe leave some out at the front or do something at the front, always keep your hairline in mind. Do not use too much product in your hair. Having dreads and putting too much product in means that the product is just going to sit inside your dreadlocks and form dirt and attract dirt, and eventually it will start to surface on the outside, and you'll start to see like marks of brown or grey residue. And if you try and pick that, you're just going to break your dread apart, and inside you're just going to see a build-up of loads of product and dirt, and therefore your dread will just break apart. Don't do it. All these things people tell you to put in your hair, this, that, the other, I personally don't think it's that necessary. You know, a little bit of grease to the scalp, a little bit of hair oil every now and then, fine. But I don't agree in dousing your hair in all these different things on too often. Again, this is not Bible, but I just think the less you put in your hair, the cleaner it's gonna stay. And bearing in mind that dreadlocks is knotted up hair anyway, you just don't want too much stuff sitting inside there, because it's eventually going to end up smelling or just breaking your hair. Some people use conditioner after washing their hair. I don't personally, but I think things like that, you can judge it depending on your hair type. But keep the product that you put in your hair to a bare minimal. That's my advice. Last but not least, do not believe the myth that you shouldn't wash your hair because you've got dreadlocks. You must wash your hair. Everybody has to wash their hair. It's not true. It's not true that because you have dreads, you no longer have to wash your hair. Everybody has to wash their hair, whether you're starting your dreads, you're 2 weeks in or 4 weeks in. It's always good to wash your hair. Don't think because you don't wash it, you're going to achieve dreads quicker or whatsoever. It's just simply unhygienic, and I just can't understand it. So please do not wash your hair. You must wash your hair even though you have dreadlocks. Okay, so guys, that was my short and sweet video on some locks don'ts. Please share with us in the comments below if you have any others that you think I should talk about, or you want to add in that you've heard, any myths, any strange remedies that people have told you to put in your locks. What's happened? What's been the result of them? Have they worked? Because I'm very open to hearing about maybe some that I've ruled out that maybe could work. So I just ask you all to share with me anything that you think I've missed out or maybe interesting to me and others, and I definitely will write you back because I read all my comments. Please make sure that you subscribe below if you haven't already. Turn on your notifications because I have many videos up and coming for you all. Okay, have a good day. Bye.